Micky, thanks for your time. I mean, first of all, I guess we'll start with the game last week and the last two games. Really, what have you been working on since, just to get out of this little rut? Pulling a rut's a bit unfair.
It's not difficult. It's just about getting back to the standards and the levels of the things that we do as a team. So it's not difficult. It's just about getting back and making sure that everybody gets back on their jobs. There's nothing drastically, there's nothing we can change. We've designed a way of playing that we know can get us results. So it was just about that, really, just getting everybody back online, getting everybody organised again and getting the mentalities right and making them sure that they work hard in order to do the things that we know gives us a good opportunity to get results.
I mean, one thing you have got, and you utilised your bench, didn't you, in the last game? So is the Crawley match in the FA Cup, is that an opportunity for you to change your squad and use your squad a bit more? I
think we need to trust the squad when the opportunity comes to bring a few in. Not to be reckless, it's because we believe at this stage maybe gives a better chance of doing the things that we need to do in order to get a result. So we'll have a look at that, but we'll get in there, trust me, with a team that we believe that can get us a result and a performance. It won't be for any other reason than that. So we'll look at that. We've been working on that. We'll look forward to another game at the weekend.
You talk about trust, and by and large, is of course the same core of players, isn't it? Who went on that fantastic run through September and most of October. So I guess in a sense, do you owe it to them to trust them to go on a similar run again?
No, it's not about Tranmere. It's not about owing people anything. It's about what we think that will give Tranmere a good chance of getting a result. If we believe that we need a wee bit more energy or a wee change in the way that we play, and we think that somebody can improve us in doing that, then we would bring them in. That's what the Robin brought here to do. So no, it's about getting a result for Tranmere. We'll put a team that we think that will do that for us.
The FA Cup, is it fair to say? I mean, there's been some fantastic memories of you and Tranmere have been created since your time as manager. The FA Cup, some of those games, they must be well up there.
Oh, absolutely. FA Cup's massive for us. It's important that we work hard to make sure that we give the fans something worth supporting, something worth buying your season tickets or paying in to watch. And the FA Cup presents you with that opportunity. So we will get there understanding that that's a responsibility we've got to the supporters, and we'll be going to try to deliver on that.
And for every Watford, Tottenham and Manchester United, there's also ties that maybe go a bit more under the radar. A Crawley Town away, you've got to sort of earn the right, haven't you, to get to the third round?
It's going to be a really tough game. It really is. We played them not so long ago, so that will still be fresh in the mind. So we know that we've got to go down there and play well. We've got to go down there and play well, and certainly be better at the things that we know makes us a good team on Saturday. So we've worked hard on it this week. We know what we've got to be good at, with and without the ball, and the right mentality. And we'll be down here expecting to deliver on that.
You mentioned that game. When you've already played a team in the not too distant past, do you change things up at all?
If I need to. Depends if people are not available or whatever, through suspensions or injury, or we just maybe have tweaked something. Obviously, we played them recently and it's still fresh in the mind, so both sets of players will understand what it's going to take to try and get a result. So we'll be aware of that, but we'll go in there, make sure that we know that we've got to be a good version of ourselves to get a result against a good Crawley team.
Micky, thanks for your time. Good luck.
No problem.
Classic there. Micky, you can learn a lot about your players, because obviously we talked about how many new players have come in and we've had this good run of about 8 games unbeaten, but you can learn a lot about your players from defeats, can't you? And have you seen a bit more of an insight into the characters of your players since you've had a couple of back-to-back losses?
Yeah, obviously you're learning all the time, Richard, all the time about the group. You've got to be looking and trying to improve ourselves all the time. So, but it's not just in defeats that we learn. We look at how we play and how we've gone about performing the things that, like I keep saying, because it is as simple as that for me. The things that we know that we've got to do, the way that we've got to play, the way that we defend, the way that we attack, set plays, all of the parts of your game, we would look at even in victory and say we need to get better at that. So it wouldn't make any difference to us win, lose or draw. We are always looking to try and improve all the time. The thing that you've got to be careful of is getting, just because you've lost a game of football, you think that you have to throw everything at the pram and start again. No, that's not the case. We've found a way of playing. We know all the areas that we let ourselves down in on Saturday, which was pretty much most of them. So we came back onto the training ground and we just realigned every day with nothing new. There wasn't anything new that we believed that we needed to do in order to get results in this league. It's just that we have to do them better. We have to do them better. And I include myself in that as well. I would always look at myself and see what I could have done better, or where did I maybe miss a detail or something like that. And I'll get back to work on the Monday as well, like everybody else did, and work towards the next game, reflecting on the last one and just trying to keep improving.
You've been in this situation in League Two, many times, with and without Tranmere. Now, when you have like a sort of a little blip like this, when things have been going well and all of a sudden there's a sharp, short reversal, do you find as a manager now that you're a bit more calmer or can step back from the situation a bit more rather than getting, as we might say in the game, too high on the wins and too low on the defeats?
Yeah, I trust our process without getting too technical. I trust what we do. I trust the way that we have designed the way we're going to play. I understand how we do the preparation, and I know how it works, and I know how it can be successful for this group of players. That's the important part. It's for this group of players. It's not for the last group of players. It's for this group. And we know the way that we've got to work, to the levels that we've got to work to, the tempo we've got to work at, the way that we play certain positions. We know all that. And what it's about now is calmly recognising that, seeing what the problems were, and getting back in and making sure that the players understand where we felt that we weren't right. And then we just work on it and we drive the standards and the levels again, and we just work forward. So yeah, there's no big dramas other than we took the responsibility, as I said at the end of the game, we took the responsibility on that we knew that there's people travelled and paid money and all the rest of it to come and watch us. We understand the levels that have been set at Tranmere and the expectations that are on us, and we accept all that, and we fell below that, and we said what we needed to say at the end of the game. But also as a Tranmere person, it's important that you build forward, because you'll be expected to go and recover, acknowledge that you didn't represent the club properly on that one performance, but you'll be expected to work hard on it and get going again. That's what we do here.
Elliot Nevitt had a good run in this early start of the season up front. You had a bit of a change hand last week. Was that more to try and freshen things up after a defeat, or specifically because of the opposition you were playing?
No, I wouldn't be trying to be as reckless as that. I wouldn't try and be, and I say it, and hence the word try. I wouldn't try and be as clever as that. Football's not as complicated as that. We just believed that we needed to do something a wee bit better, and we felt that maybe where we change of personnel, we would get the desired effect on what we believed we needed to do to keep us moving forward. It didn't quite work out the way that we felt it was going to, because all the other parts of the game that we felt were all right fell apart as well. So it didn't work out. That happens in football. That's just the way it goes. But our intentions were still, I believe, right. But it just didn't work out the way that we wanted to do it. And then we've had another look this week, and like I keep saying, I won't be reckless about it. I just think that if I can get the right personnel on the pitch to do the Tranmere stuff, we'll give ourselves a good chance of getting a result.
I think sometimes when you're in a promotion campaign and perhaps a result hasn't gone your right way, sometimes if you've got a cup match, it can be seen to supporters as a bit of a distraction of trying to get on with what would be regarded as the main job in hand. But when I think about some of my favourite tram matches I've reported on over the years, Watford away is one that immediately sticks out as an absolutely fantastic occasion. Is that really the incentive here to try and beat another League Two side and set up another occasion as momentous as that was?
I like to think that I tell everybody I'm honest and I don't make up stuff. I feel the responsibility to the Tranmere fans that if I can, I will try and bring them memorable games, moments that make it worthwhile to support the football club. The FA Cup gives you that opportunity to try and create the moments that people will talk about or feel worthwhile to come and watch, and gives you the opportunity to get the big games. The Crawley game is the next game as well, so that's the most important one for us. But I do understand that it is important to try and create value for the Tranmere fan, as in giving them memories. So we will go down to work hard to try and give them some more on Saturday. And that's the way that I always think about it. We have a responsibility to try and do that.
Brilliant. Thanks, Micky.
Thanks, Richard.
Hi, mate.
Hi, Ben.
It's about bouncing positively now, isn't it, from the previous 2 defeats?
Is it what? Sorry, pal.
It's about just bouncing back positively.
Yeah, of course.
From the 2 results.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. That's in football. That's what you've got to get good at. That's a quality that you have to learn and get good at. You don't get too high. You don't get too low. You obviously feel the responsibility of trying to get results all the time. But as a manager, you've got to try and keep things steady. I understand what we need to do. I know what we need to do. I know what the process is. We've built that here for this group of players that allows them to know how to function as a team, what qualities we've got to have, in all the different positions and units, and the tempo that we've got to play at, and the desire levels we've got to arrive at the first whistle with. We all know what they are, and it's my job as a manager just to remind the players of that. Then they go and play, and I've then got to look at it all, the performance, and say, well, that was okay, but we can get better at that, or that was excellent, and we just need to keep the consistency of that, and can we get it better? And just because we've lost a game of football, it's important that you keep focused on the job, because if you get distracted and you think you have to go and do something revolutionary, then you're starting again. And that's not what this group of players needs. They need to build on what we've done before. We need to keep building on what we've done before with the qualities of the group that we have and keep improving it. Part of the improvement is consistency. So you have to find that consistency of performance in every position or every unit. It gives us a good chance of getting the result. So you're absolutely right. You don't get too carried away. You obviously feel the responsibility, but my job as the manager is not to get too emotional about it. Emotion is important, but you've got to keep it in check. You've got to do your job and make sure that the players are best prepared for the next game.